Well, good afternoon. This is Fancy Nancy from FancyNancyStamps.com, and I want to welcome you to my studio on this beautiful fall day. It truly is looking like fall in Spokane, Washington. The temperatures have dropped about 10 degrees, the wind is blowing, and the leaves are falling, and it's a whole new ball game. And I love it. Actually, I love when the weather starts to get really crisp, and it just feels good. As we're waiting for people to jump on, I want to welcome you to my studio, and I want to apologize for not being here on Tuesday. One Tuesday a month, I have a card class that starts right at 6, and for me to be really on top of my game, I can't do both of those two things because I bring this production out of my studio and into a room that's closer to my router, so I have the very best of what's the right word I want? Right speed of my projection for you, less blips, and so to get everything back into the studio again takes a little bit of time. So that one Tuesday I will always give you a heads up, but that one is not going to work. But I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about a set that I'm so excited to show it to you because I truly believe it is our #1 all-occasion stamp set in the August to December mini catalog. It gets kind of lost in there. And so I'm going to take a minute to show you where it is in the catalog, and I want to show you the pieces so you can really understand why I'm excited about it. So with no further ado, let me turn this down so that you can see what I have here. Okay, this is our catalog, and I am on page 58. And on page 58, you will see that there is a stamp set that's called Sparkle of the Season. The beautiful thing about it is we've had swirls before, but nothing quite like this one because we have sentiments that are Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving. And if you look at the little tiny pieces, they also fit for Halloween, the stars and the bats, and fall, we have the leaves and the pine cones and the different branches. For Christmas, we have definitely this beautiful holly bough, and the stars would work for that as well. So you can see that there is just lots of possibilities. But what makes this set really wonderful is the pieces. So let's just look at that for a minute. I wanted to be sure that I showed you this stamp set. So I've shown you the front, and by the way, the sentiment, "May the sparkle of the season warm your heart and home," has become one of my favorite Christmas card sentiments as well. But check out these dies. They are spectacular. You have 3 swirl dies. This one is just a basic leaf, and it's what I'm going to use today. And this, then we have one that has evergreen and holly boughs. Isn't this pretty? This is an awesome one. And then we have one with these stars. I got to play with this because I think with my stitched star set, I could really have some fun. But that's coming because I have a whole week dedicated to Sparkle of the Season. But we have been doing the Painted Christmas because it was part of my online card club. So I thought it was really important for me to show you something that was all occasion and kind of draw us back into the Halloween and Thanksgiving mode because quite frankly, I'm not skipping it. I love all of the seasons. So that being said, I'm showing you these little pieces. Let's just see what we can put together here. The first thing I want to show you is some of the colors that I put together for today's card. And what I was really trying to capture was the colors of fall. So let's just talk about these for a minute. Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive. We know we have that one, those two. This, mango. You just have to have our mango there when you're talking fall. Cajun Craze. This is the first time I have ever pulled out Poppy Parade and thrown it into the mix. But don't you love that? And then with pumpkin pie, it's just delicious. And then I threw in, just for fun, a little bit of our bumblebee. So you can see these colors that we're going to use to create that definite warm Thanksgiving feeling. And when I'm working with colors like that, I tend to move to my vanilla as opposed to my basic white. So we're going to be using very vanilla. But here we go. I want to show you. For my card base, I decided to use Early Espresso. It's an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of paper. It's simple, it's fun. Okay. And then I decided that I wanted to mix together the mango and the Cajun Craze. And because that mango is so strong, I decided to use it as just my little layering piece. So let's put some of this together. And I'm going to set this aside and we'll come back to it. So I get out my Stamp and Seal, and you guys know that's my favorite. Stamp and Seal cannot be beat. It is just a great product. It doesn't take a lot to adhere. It's there. I promise you, it's there. In fact, if you're doing something that just calls for a little bit more forgiveness, I'm going to suggest to you that you use your multi-purpose glue. But when I'm doing a piece like this, where I use my fingers to kind of slide things in, we're good. So there's one set. Let's do the other. Oops, I grabbed that kind of funny. I just got a call that my cookie order is in. I have to tell you about my cookies. There is a woman who has a cookie shop in her house. It's called Clara's Cookie Shop. And she makes the most delightful cookies. But today what I'm picking up, it's a 6-piece package. And when the cookies are put together in order, they make a skeleton. It's the cutest darn thing. And of course, you know, I bought those for my families, my children that live near me, so that they could have, they get enough candy. I thought, let's try to go for cookies. And they are going to think this is the best thing ever. So that's my fun for the day. All right. I also created 2 labels. You recognize this one. This stitched scallop die is from our contour die set, and this is number 2. And it works just perfect on that. So let's go ahead and add it. I'm thinking if I should add my stuff before I add, maybe I would like to add my sentiment, which I'm going to add in Early Espresso, and it's going to be very simple. By the way, this is going to look very dark to you because I just inked up my stamp pads. I'm going to just see what stamping off does. No, I like that nice, very clear. Beautiful. All right. So let's continue with this one. Look at this. Can you see the detail? I'm going to try to bring this a little closer to the camera because I really want you to see that each one of those leaves is not only die cut, it's embossed. It is just beautiful. Now, I even thought of this before I went to sleep last night when I was planning this card. I do my best work when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. And I knew in my head that I was going to put the adhesive sheet on the back so I could just undo it, but I didn't. So you know I'm going to be gluing. And I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue. And the obvious thing is we're going to use the leaves as our places to anchor this particular piece. And it will be satisfactory. It'll work just fine. Would have been better if I'd have followed through on my own very delicious, wonderful idea, but of course I didn't. Don't you hate it when you do things like that? Right when I think I've got it all together, I don't have anything together. Ooh, I love this. I love this. I love this. And you know, I've got some of those hanging over the top. I'll probably want to add a little glue to those because some of it's going to dry before I ever get to the card. Look at these came with this. Is this not the cutest? These cute, and they too not only are cut, but they're embossed. And I'm going to put those on each side of the grateful. Let's go ahead and do that so we'll stay on top of this. I think my little granddaughter would just love to get a card with these pumpkins and leaves on it because she is 2.5 and she's just noticing these changes that happen in her world, and it's just great when you see that happening. Okay, so we have that. Now, look at all these delicious leaves I made. We've got all those colors I talked about. So I'm going to turn them over so I can just carefully add some ink, or excuse me, glue. And I will be ready to go. Yes, they are little. By the way, these cut out in groups of 2, which makes it really easy. So it was not a big problem. We'll just put a little glue, and we'll start adding these to our picture. You can tell I've already got sticky fingers. That's all right. This is so much fun. Because, you know, there's no right, there's no wrong. We're just adding them to the pictures. We're just putting a little color in here. And it's going to look like fall when we're done. But I will need to wash my hands because I am getting very sticky. Just fine by me. Kind of part of the fun. You know, I had my face-to-face Christmas card class this past week. Oh my gosh, we made so many cards and it was so much fun. Those of you that live in my region, if you ever want to participate, be sure and join my email list so that I can send you updates and let you know when they're happening. Because it was great. Everybody made 24 cards while they were here on Saturday. We all had chicken pot pie thanks to my wonderful husband. Yeah, that was cool. We, what else did we do? It seemed like it just couldn't have been better the whole day. People got to choose from 12 different designs. They ended up making 6 designs, 4 each of each one. I mean, that's cool, all in of itself. So, you know, in general, it was a wonderful day. Some people met new friends, which you never can get too much of that. You know that. We women are always so busy with our families, sometimes we forget that we just get hungry for that as well. And that was very fun. And I just got way too much glue on this. So hang on while I get a little paper towel. One to go. See, this wasn't so hard, was it? think it's needed in my stamp room. Please don't laugh. I think I need those little, you know, when you go to get ribs at the restaurant and they give you those nice little things to wash off. I think that would be helpful. So that might be on my list. Maybe I could develop some just for rubber stamping. What a great idea. I wonder if there's a patent for that. You just never know. At this point, my husband would be shaking his head. What will she come up with next? I don't know. Give me a minute. I'll figure out something. Okay. So now let's add this to the front of our, and get that bold, dark, early espresso color so it'll really just pop. There we go. Look at that. Don't you love it? Makes my heart sing. All right, then I cut this label also, and this was cut. I showed you this set last week. It's my Painted Christmas and the Christmas to Remember die set. Has the very best labels, and I think they're called Marius labels. Anyway, they have the best labels. And so I thought, let's use this, keeping it very simple, back to our early espresso again. And this time we're going to use the sentiment also from this set that says thankful for you. And I got to go to Cats this week thanks to a really wonderful lady in my church. Shh, she's going to get this card because she deserves it. So here we go. Add my thankful for you. And I want this to pop just a tiny little bit, just a tiny little bit. Nothing, you know, don't want to overdo it, but I want people to see just the addition of color. So here we go. There we go. Aha! Now let's add that to our inside pieces. You know, I just thought of something as I've been stamping away. Don't let me forget. Gotta have to bring this up to you. Oh, my pumpkin fell off. I have something I want to bring up before we sign off today. Got these little slice marks that make it look so cute, but my little juice came through. Okay, let's just put this on the inside. And then I got one last thing to show you. This is my tape today has decided it doesn't want to cooperate with me, but it will. I think it's partly because my hands are all, there it is. I have tape on myself and glue on myself. There we go. I just looked, I thought I had my Stamp and Seal in my hand. I've got Stamp and Seal Plus. You know that's the even stickier seal. I really, really like that when I'm making boxes and the like. It is not my favorite for just my standard card because sometimes it just grabs my cardstock. It hasn't harmed me today, so we're just going to let it go. Okay, so here we are. Grateful with all of our fall colors. Thankful for you. I like it. But let's decorate our envelope because, you know, we don't want. And I brought my pumpkin pie, and I brought the stamp set, the main 3 little pumpkins from the Pretty Pumpkins set. We've used that in some of our classes too that I've done online. And to me, it just seems perfect for decorating our envelope. There we go. So now we have our cute little set. And like I said, it's going to go out in the mail in the morning to someone very special. Oh, I did bring some jewels because I love jewels. Let's try these little ones in this beautiful color. There we go. What's a card without a little sparkle, right? Oops, now I put my hand in the ink. Oh, peeps. There we go. All right, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to have a little chat. Just a couple little things and then we'll be moving right along. There we go. Well, I remembered something while I was stamping. Next Tuesday, I am not going to be with you. And I need to explain why. It's a very good reason why. I have been waiting since June for a heart procedure, and the hospitals have been so full with COVID, I have not been able to have that procedure. And finally, after waiting all this time, next Tuesday at lunchtime is my procedure. We should be home to sleep in my own bed that night, but probably not be much before 9 o'clock. So if all goes well, I may schedule an online class with you that I will pre-record the day before. If I'm not here, don't worry. You'll know where I am. Everything's fine. And we're just moving through. I am suffering desperately from AFib, and I need to get this taken care of. So please, if you're so inclined, say a prayer for me. But Tuesday is my big day. So that being said, let's put that behind us. I want to remind you that we're about to start a new month. And I usually begin to encourage all of you for a couple little things that come up in our Stampin' world that I want you to know about. If you have never tried a paper pumpkin, it is time. Paper pumpkin. I have been a paper pumpkin subscriber since the very first day. It was unveiled to us at a leadership conference in Orlando. It's been a while. Gosh, 7 years at least, I think. And every year they've upped their game. And I can honestly say I wouldn't miss one right now. I'm just enjoying them so very much. It works like a kit, folks. You have everything you need is self-contained in that kit. Your ink is there, your stamps are there, and it's a beautiful stamp set, not a puny like one stamp or two. It is a stamp set that I use in many of my classes. I mean, they're great stamps. Those kits consist of everything from packaging ideas to table setting ideas to beautiful cards. I mean, it is fabulous. And the best fabulous of the whole thing is that it's a $22 a month subscription. I mean, that is phenomenal. So I'd love to have you in my Paper Pumpkin team. And so if this is something you're interested in, please join my email list and I'll be sending you information. I'm certain that next week we're going to be talking Paper Pumpkin in my class, in my online classes at 4. So hang in there, just be prepared. That's coming. Okay, that was number 1. Number 2, we also start talking about my online card class because for the first 3 weeks of the month, you have the opportunity to join my online card class. My online card class is, I shouldn't say it because I made it, but I think it's fabulous. It is an opportunity for you to get everything you need to make 8 cards. You get the color PDF of instructions. You get everything is cut and embossed and ready to go, and it's packaged neatly for you. You're going to make 2 each of 4 designs. You will also receive the beautiful Stampin' Up! Merchandise that helps you make those cards and allows you to make many more, I might add. It is an incredible value. You must order it by the 3rd Wednesday of the month, and it ships by the fourth Friday. It is fun. There's always surprises in that box, and I've heard from my clients that's something they really look forward to. So keep that in mind. I'm going to tell you right now that next month, this coming month, the theme is angels. So get ready. We're going to have a lot of fun with that kit. If you want more information, I've in the headline to this Facebook Live, I have given you a contact that you can go to my website and find out lots more information. And I hope you will try it out. By the way, I left out an important detail. Your very first one is always free with me because I want you to test drive. I want you to see that what I'm offering is better than most. It's a very special club, and I treat my online stampers very, very well. I love them. And it's just something that I put together after we entered into this pandemic. It worried me that we didn't have an opportunity to stamp together and, well, to stamp at all, really. Many of us just kind of put our things aside. And you don't want to do that. We all need that creative outlet. So I want you to know this is there for you, and I'd love to have you participate with me. So check out my little blip on my website and just see if it's something that, calls to you. Whew. So when next I see you, it's going to be a new month. We're going to be zipping into November. We will have zipped past Halloween, and we will be doing fun things. So I am looking forward to spending time with you. Take care. Enjoy your weekend. I hope it's beautiful fall where you are. Not winter yet, just fall. And that you're enjoying every minute of it. And so until then, Fancy Nancy says goodbye until Tuesday at 4. And remember, if I'm not here, don't worry. I'm going to try to leave behind a pre-recorded class for you. So hang in there. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.